Indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again on a beautiful Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's, I guess, right? Happy Valentine's. This is definitely a day that's very polarizing, like we can say. Some of us feel very strongly about why we hate this day. Some of us feel very strongly about why we love this day. Some of us feel very strongly about why we don't care at all. And that's completely fine. But I feel it's important, especially today, in the context of the things we might be feeling, to address self-love. And it was uh, intention, stream topic set by Ninja Peach actually yesterday. The Ninja family wanted to contribute, and this is one of the topics that she mentioned. Good morning to you, Dan. Happy Valentine's Day to you, brother Dan. Thank you for joining me and for sharing the space with me today. I feel I feel a little bit odd. I don't know why. I feel a wee bit odd. I have a mild headache, which I usually don't. And I'm a bit tender. I'm a little bit tender. Hey, Servinia, thank you for joining me, friend. You were first. Indeed. Thank you. Genuinely for sharing some love with me today in this moment again. On the note of me being a little bit tender, I was I was eating a meal basically after I finished dancing, cooked myself a meal. Was eating my meal while watching something on Netflix. It's some sort of space documentary. The first episode is about Inspiration 4, excuse me. And there is a section where they talk about this girl who went on the mission with her. Why can't I speak right now? Who went on the mission, on the Inspiration 4 mission, and she's a cancer survivor. And as they basically tell you about her life, they show, parts of her life where she's a 10-year-old girl and she has cancer and she loses her hair, but she never gives up. She never gives up, and you can just see the amount of life and love that there is in that being in her eyes, and the way that her family is treating her, the way that the medical staff is treating her. And it's so surreal to me that, that's a thing on our planet. Kids with cancer. It devastates me. It makes me angry, it makes me sad, it disappoints me, it causes so many feelings inside of me. And I was just begging, literally begging, praying, if you will, for the ability to help. I don't know how I'm supposed to help. Maybe this is the way I'm supposed to help. But I was just asking for the ability to help wherever I can, with whatever I can. It it doesn't take a lot to remind us how much we have to be grateful for. And I feel, especially in this day, we can be reminded of the things we don't have, which we could be grateful for. And because of that feeling, it creates a sense of lack in us where we feel incomplete. We feel like we are at a loss. We feel like there's something wrong with us for not being in a certain way or another. But that's not the case. And we'll touch in depth on that topic today. This is the first one I opened up on, and this is like I do like these little circlings of the ones that are really good, at least in my opinion, the ones that resonate most. So let's see what this one is about. It says, I am the one who chooses the effects I experience. I alone interpret all neutral relationships or experiences. I alone place value upon objects, things, thoughts, and belief systems. I alone am the literal creator of my moment to moment experience. Happy Valentine's Day, Brother Lane. Happy Valentine's Day, man. The literal creator of my moment to moment experience. If you weren't here right now, not necessarily in the stream, but let's say life, then you wouldn't be having this moment to moment experience. It would just not be. I am the one who chooses the effects I experience. I alone interpret all relationships and experiences. I alone place value upon objects, things, and thoughts and belief systems. I alone am the literal creator of my moment to moment experience. Goodness. Hey, Thomas. Thank you for joining me, Brother Bear. So I feel, I guess it's as good as time as any to properly jump into things. Today's message, if you will, that I want to bring is one of fire, one of energy that resides within us, one of love, I guess you could say as well. We have so much potential as human beings to share love with one another, and it can be very easy to do that sometimes. Just as easy as it can be to not do that, it's sometimes easy to give love to another person because we can see a very visceral and immediate sometimes reaction to us, sharing love with one another. Where sharing love of ourselves unfortunately doesn't have that much of a feedback loop. We can feel better, we can be thankful to ourselves for treating ourselves well, but it's not something that we can see as we can see things in the outside world. But taking care of yourself and loving yourself, I believe, in my mind, creates a fire inside of us. It's a technically we always have that fire. Every single one of us is keeping that fire of awareness, that fire of love, that fire of the heart. And by coming together in these spaces, we're contributing to each other's fires. We are allowing for any individual, if you will, to come into this space potentially dimly lit, feeling like they are lost in the dark. And we will share our light, our fire, our warm, loving intentions with them in order to reignite the fire that we have inside of us. And it's been so surreal as I've been thinking about this topic, and I know I've mentioned it before, but in ancient times there were these men or women called fire keepers slash ember keepers, and they would literally have a little pouch that they would hold an ember in, and that ember would get reignited every single night so that they would have fire. And one individual had to be extremely responsible and had to carry that fire every single day without fail. If that person failed, the entire tribe could die. Straight up die, not being able to cook their food, not being able to protect themselves from the cold, not being able to fend off wild animals by making fires. It is, it has been like this ancient role that humans have played for as long as we've had fire. And we don't, rely on physical fire as much as we used to at one point in our existence. But I feel we're transitioning to a place where this internal fire, this internal awareness, this internal love that we have both for ourselves and for the rest of the world is going to be more important than ever, really. Because there's so much going on. Like, we are living in weird times. And the weird is just starting, friends. I'm sorry to say. It's just starting. Like, we're like in PG weird right now. Like, next week we know it's gonna be like 16 and up weird, and then it's gonna be 18 plus weird. And then only people, who have jobs and houses will be able to handle the weird. I'm just trying to be comical right now, but being able to reignite these flames, both in ourselves by caring for ourselves, by loving ourselves, by doing things that we enjoy, or reigniting that flame in another person by showing them that love is true. If that fire inside of us burns less bright or more bright, I believe how bright it burns would be with how much you believe that love is true. If you believe unequivocally, 100%, unfathomably that love is true, then that fire burns in you, like a raging one. If you believe love is not true, if you believe that, there is there's only hatred in this world, and everything is darkness and na 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 na, then arguably that fire inside of you might be burning a little bit smaller. And we're not here to discriminate or to make less anybody else, but we're here to share fire with one another. And we're here to share fire with ourselves. We're here to share love with one another because of where we are in space and time right now. This is an amazing opportunity to be able to love one another. And not only do we have access to these amazing pieces of technology that can connect us, across the world, we also have an infinite amount of energy always present inside of us. And that energy can be pretty much anything. It has limitless potential as well. And depending on how we feel, how this fire burns inside of us, it reflects, it shines through us, and it gets seen in the outside world, in our actions, in our words, in the way that we address other people, in the way that we move through space, in the way that we treat our animals and plant life, our environment. It's literally the light inside of us, the light of love inside of us, shining through and becoming manifest in this realm of existence. And my mind melts in the presence of the love you friends share. It's so freaking warm that I just disintegrate. And then I sit here, humbled, aware, only aware, having melted away my persona and my ego, leaving only awareness to witness that love is true. Love is true. And I want to cry. I don't even know why I want to cry. It devastates me that there are experiences that could feel like it's the opposite. This experience I had learning about the life of a cancer survivor. Getting cancer when she was 10 years old and being able to fight that off, then being able to go on the Inspiration 4 mission, as a symbol of hope, as a symbol of survival, as a symbol of going on no matter how bad things get. Getting bone cancer as a 10-year-old and smiling through it, losing all of your hair and smiling through it. I I get so devastated by the pain that is in that situation. And then I'm so overwhelmed with love by seeing the amount of care and input and genuine attention that human beings are putting towards love, putting towards saving that child's life. St. Barnard's Children's Hospital was where she went. And she mentions that upon arriving there, the mom mentions, upon arriving there, she was distraught, like falling apart because her daughter is dying of cancer. And instead of, trying to get her to calm down or trying to get her out of the way, the St. Bernard nurse told her she's going to be okay. We'll take care of her, and we'll take care of you as well. And unfortunately, at this point in existence, these medical fields are currency based. So if you don't have the means to pay for it, then you just can't get these treatments. But I know that the people that work there do not want it to be that way. They're not doing the jobs they do because there's money in it. Maybe some of them do. I won't put it past people. But the amount of love we have for one another as human beings, it warms my heart. It warms my heart. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Jacob, thank you for joining me, Brother Bear. No Imagination, it's nice to have you here as well. Isaac is joining us, says good morning, friends in Melt. I hope we all are feeling well today. Looking forward to soaking up some love and wisdom from you beauties. Isaac, happy Valentine's Day, friend. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have an amazing time. Don't you want to sit properly on me? This just you putting your ass on me is kind of awkward sometimes. Don't drop that. Don't drop it. Oh, come here. Come here. There we go. There we go. That's better, isn't it? No better? Maybe, maybe like this. I didn't know if that would look awkward, but it felt awkward. Suddenly getting flippity flopped. Nice your pops. Oh, wash, wash, wash. Your mom loves you. Thank you, friend. Your mom loves you as well. Again, Isaac, thank you for joining us. Thomas says one of the best and most fulfilling ways to help someone is without reward, without acknowledgement and anonymity. I'm happy that you're saying that, Thomas. You know, I was having a happy Valentine's Day, Mariah. I was having this thought, you know, about what we've been doing and how much energy it has taken of me to continually do what it is we're doing in this space. And there was this part of me that was like, oh, you know, now I need to stop because love isn't true or something like that. And I was like, no, nah, not at all. So you're completely right, dude. Helping someone without reward, without acknowledgement, anonymously, is the best way to do it. And not only that, allow yourself some help as well. You know, help yourself, friend. Help yourself. Treat yourself to some help. You know, ask for some help. You're not going to fall apart, be less of a person for it. I know it's difficult sometimes, but it is necessary when it's necessary. So we would rather, you know, hear your laments, hear about the problems you're experiencing, hear about, you know, the angry that you are, than we would like to hear nothing, right? We would always like to hear from you, friends. Please do. Keep showing up for yourself, for life. We love you, and you matter. I hope you know that. Frankie Marie, thank you for joining me. It's nice to have you here. I had a client one time who stated she was sensitive to the spiritual, and that spirituality, she saw spirituality in color. She told me I have an unequivocally orange aura, to always shine my orange light. People are kind. I return to those words regularly. I've only had one experience like that, Isaac, where I was with friends and they invited a friend over, and it was a female friend, and she meets me for the first time and she walks up to me and she tells me, "You have a green aura." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yes, all around you there's green." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." Thank you, I guess. And she was like, "You're welcome." I'm like, okay. And then I couldn't say another word to her. I was like, what am I supposed to say next? What am I supposed to do with that information, Pippi? But I do return to it occasionally as well, Isaac. You know, whatever green aura means. In my heart, green aura means, you know, just the heart chakra. So being loving and compassionate towards all beings, all little beings. Even though, you know, I do sometimes falter on that. I'll kill a fly sometimes, maybe kill a mosquito. Oh, cease! That's so disgusting, yo. Sneezing in my face, yo. I can't taste anything, but mild disgust. Okay, fine. I see you want to move. You can move. No? I was about to say. It looked like you want to move. What? The other dogs? Mm. Are you vegan? I'm not vegan, friend. You know? And I was asking myself questions about that again yesterday. I want to be vegan. Let me just say that. I want to be vegan. But at this point in my life, I have a really hard time eating. And the amount of vegetables I am eating, I pair with a meat source just so that I can get my protein intake in a day. And then I'll, you know, drink a shake as well because it's easier than eating something. I've been the I don't know how to say this. The more mindful I get, the less I want to eat. And it's a weird back and forth because I sometimes overdo it a little bit, you know, and then I When I feel myself overdoing it, then I commit to it, and then I just don't eat for like a week at a time, and then I'll come back to food with a newfound appreciation for it, and I can actually eat properly again for a while. Yeah, yeah, I'm not vegan yet, friend. I do want to be. I look forward to actually being able to buy, lab-grown meats, but that might still be a while away. Beautiful day to you all. Beautiful day to you, 1D. Thank you. Sit in the melt of love. So Kelly actually said something on a Discord post today where she was like, melting time. Yeah, So every morning, this is her melting time. So she comes into the space. Sometimes she pays attention, doesn't necessarily contribute, and then she has a moment to melt. And it was so beautiful to me to imagine it as such, to see her in that space. Are you vegan? I think I've answered your question, my friend. I imagine it's a busy time in school right now. Love you, Estian, and all more friends. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you joining us, Ryan. How are you doing, Brother Bear? We're starting tomorrow, right? We're starting tomorrow, man. I do believe. Hello to you, Jovan. Thank you for joining us as well, beloved sister. Ninja Peach is here. We're talking. We're honoring Ninja Peach today, friends. So I would like to share this story, and I'll share it as roughly as I can, just as an indication of how true love really is, and how surreal that sharing of energy can be. So we created a Patreon recently, like at the 2nd of January, and since we've started it, it it did better than I could have ever imagined. I thought that maybe two people, if I was lucky, maybe a person would be willing to support me. And now it's up to 19 individuals, souls that are willing to support this journey. And I cannot quite wrap my head around that, but I'm trying to. And the money from that first month and the second month, because it gets charged the first of the month, it came through. And it was this genuine moment of realization, of awe-inspired, flabbergasted, disbelief, where I was sitting with this realization of what happened, of what you friends have done, and I couldn't process it properly. And that was, 14 days ago, basically. I went through that whole experience, really sat with it, really felt into the love being shared, and I started planning what I wanted to do with that, help, if you will. Like all of the money that is being contributed on the Patreon, I plan on putting right back into the space, be it audio gear, be it lighting, be it new cameras, be it different cameras, be it whatever. We're going to make this space as beautiful as we possibly can, and we're going to try and create more and more high fidelity input. We're very sensitive beings, and the things that we put into our beings becomes a part of our being. So I would like to put things into you that's amazing. That sounds so sus, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the intention. And this also, just to caveat the feelings I had, this money came through after I didn't earn a single cent for the entire 2021. I didn't earn anything. And it was this realization that I had to come to, of I didn't want to earn anything, and now I'm allowing myself to earn anything. And as soon as that allowing of happened, energy started to flow. So as this energy flew into, or flowed into my account, I was kind of waiting for a place to put it. First and foremost, the two things that I want to get for this space is going to be an Instago camera, which is Insta3. No, it's I think it's Insta360. The brand is called camera, and we're gonna create, in my opinion, amazing content with that. And the second piece of gear that I want is a DJI mic system, and both of these devices are unavailable right now. At least the devices that I want access to are unavailable right now. So the money, the energy, the fire hasn't had a place to go yet. But I'm planning on, directing it in a way when I can. And a friend reached out about, a lack of energy. And initially, the very first response in my heart was goodness. For the first time in a year, I have access to energy, and now I'm in a position where I'm supposed to give it away. And I haven't even spent any money on myself in the last, year and 2 months, never mind an excessive amount of money. And I put that mindset out of myself. I said to her as well that this energy, and energy in general, if it stays in one place, it becomes stagnant. It becomes rotten. It becomes less than it was when it was, initially flowing and abundant and powerful. And because that energy doesn't have a place to go right now, because the tech isn't available right now, it's not going to take something away from me to give to her. So I made the decision, I gave, and that night, a friend signed up to the Patreon. And it was this surreal moment of recognition of, this energy of giving and receiving. And I was just overwhelmed, so thankful, crying again, thankful to Aiden. And we came into the space, we streamed yesterday, and by the end of the stream, Ninja Peach, sent us a donation. And after those two energies, if you will, Aiden's contribution and Peach's, we had more energy than we had the day before. After having given away something, we had more, literally in less than 24 hours. And I'm baffled. I'm baffled. I do not understand. I understand, but I was like, I can't believe it. It's like, wait a second, what just happened? And not like, oh, yeah, it's just a coincidence, Mel. It just a coincidence, dude. Took like years for that to happen. No, less than 24 hours. And I cannot thank you enough. So on that note, after Ninja Peach, Ninja Family technically, sent the donation through, in support of this space, I asked her if I could honor her in choosing a topic for today's stream. And her intention for today's stream was filling our cups, you know, igniting our fires in love so that we have the capacity, the means to love other people. If you don't, if your cup isn't overflowing, how could you, be pouring in other people's cups? So, first and foremost, we have to absolutely love ourselves. And loving ourselves is something so ambiguous. It's like, yeah, okay, love you, dude. Okay, give myself some hugs. Love you, man. Okay, comb my hair. I love you. Like, at least in my opinion, the way I've been showing myself love is by showing up for things that I would believe would be good for me, and not only good for my body, but good for my life. I'm writing. I'm actually writing, and it's surreal to me because I know that I'm a writer, at heart, but now I'm doing it, and I'm doing it, and I'm enjoying it instead of having this resistance in my heart to actually show up for this. Or it wasn't a resistance to show up, it was just a resistance to find myself in that space where I actually did it. Like the actual writing is always enjoyable to me, but getting yourself with your computer screen open on your writing document, that is the most difficult part, and sitting down and doing that. And now that I have a dedicated time in which I do that, it's so much easier for me to actually show up for that. And I can feel, even though it is me doing it, I can feel myself loving myself for doing this thing that I know is important to me. In the same way, I feel this love for myself, to myself, when I exercise, when I cook myself an amazingly, in my opinion, healthy meal. Today's meal was a bit of beef with some onions and spinach sauteed together, and then I had that of a salad. And that's going to be my meal for today. I'm not eating anything else. And it makes me feel loved by myself. Just these small things, basic things we're supposed to be doing, even. And just with this intention of, yes, I'm eating this instead of that because I love myself. I'm doing this instead of that because I love myself. I'm exerting myself instead of not because I love myself. And the more I remind myself of that, the more that fire starts to burn. It's like I have more heat to give to different areas of my life. I have more light to shine on different areas of my life because I'm loving myself. And once we realize this, if we can realize this as a collective, as a planet, imagine how much more love would be shared between one another if we had more than enough love within ourselves. I'm feeling this fire this morning and it's hot. Love you, fantastic creatures. Ninja Peach, eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much again. Dissociative Nugget, hi to you, friend. How are you doing? It was a rough beginning for the semester, but we're getting settled in and everything is going smoothly right now. I'm happy to hear that, Lane. Do keep us up to date, dude. Like, are you finishing your last year right now? You might. Holy shit! NW, it's nice to have you here, friend. Thank you for joining us. There are a couple of children's hospital in New England that treat children free of charge and house and feed the family for free. I'm sorry for being weird. Like that was the amount of excitement and giddy that my body, degenerated just in reading that sentence. How freaking amazing is that? I look forward to that being the case right around the world. You know, taking care of people. You just imagine, like, okay, so let's think about humanity as a collective organism. And this collective organism, in this context of self love, has parts of itself which it's neglecting, parts of itself that is going hungry, parts of itself that is, without water, parts of itself that doesn't have access to connectivity, be it electricity or internet, parts of itself that doesn't have access to healthcare. Of course, of course, the planet would be sad. Of course, the planet would feel like it doesn't love itself. Because the way that we're existing right now is not an existence of this self love. Maybe it is an over existence of this self love where it's only me that I love. But then we love ourselves by trying to consume. We love ourselves by trying to force as much into our pockets and our mouths as we possibly can. And if you paid attention, let's say, that form of self-love very much gets out of hand really quickly. And your body will let you know, either by gaining extreme amounts of weight or by, stressing you the fuck out. We need to implement self-love. It's the only way. It's the only way. It's you! No, it's you! NW, thank you for joining us again. I'm doing well, friend. I am doing so well. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude and understanding almost constantly. And it's difficult sometimes, especially if I try and think about it. If I try and think about it, then my brain starts glitching. So I try not to. Try to keep talking. Thank you for joining us, friend. How are you doing, my friend? Hey, Talia is joining us. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Love you. I'm gonna study, study, study. And I wish you all a wonderful day. You're worthy. You're loved. Yeah, Talia is writing a test on Wednesday, so she's getting her responsibilities done. Showing herself some self-love by allowing herself to study so that her future self doesn't have to stress out about believing that she doesn't know what she's doing. Yeah. Thank you for the helpful and for the wholesome. Paying and pain and for the wholesome to Leah. Thank you so much, my friends. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope studying goes well. Best wishes. Thank you, Nugget. I'm good, Lane. Got a head cold kicking my butt right now, and I'm trudging through. So, Jovan, I don't know if you know, but the start of the stream, I prefaced it with I have a headache. And I haven't had a headache in the last year and 2 months. And I have a little bit of a headache today. So the fact that you're dealing with a head cold right now is weird. Wasn't it weird? Of course. I mean, of course. Yeah, sure. Sure. At the Suicide Prevention 3-day music festival in 2017, a woman approached me and told me that I had a bright blue aura. I can see that. I can definitely see that, Thomas. To me, the bright blue aura signifies, the throat and technically ear chakra. Not really, it's the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is connected energetically to both our expression and our ability to receive information. And I feel you have been a very beautiful example of someone who listens so intuitively and takes to heart the words that is said in this space. We appreciate you, Thomas. Thank you. Thank you for loving you, dude. Thank you for being here with us right now. Kick it back. I hope you feel better. I hope so as well. Genuinely, Jovan, sending you. What is that? I don't know what that is. So it had like something coming down, and this thing coming down had like textures going like this, and then it was connected to like things like this, and then these things had like cuts in it, and there were textures on that, and then it had a thing again in the middle, and then it was connecting to something at the bottom again, like the mirror of the one that's up top, also with these textures and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I hope it's I hope it helps, Jova. Sending you love, my friend. I love that you give so much green, maybe because you're always surrounded by beautiful green. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, friend. Compassionate love. Compassionate love. The heart chakra. Whew. And the heart chakra even can be seen as a one-way mirror, where if we live only in our bottom chakras, technically we do those things with the intention of loving and taking care of ourselves. But these first three energies is one of being rooted, being safe, one of being creative and sexual, maybe emotional as well, and then one of energy, power, willpower, ability to realize things in this realm. And what's happening, and you can see it in our world right now, is that people get stuck because there's like a one-way mirror, right here, separating you from, not really separating you, maybe keeping you unaware of, the heart chakra's energy. And we can loop back and forth where we utilize our power to gain sexual, partner, emotional experiences, creative experiences, or to realize safety, security, stability in our lives. But these things aren't the only things that we want to do as human beings. Sex is great, but sex isn't anything if you don't have an emotional and loving connection with the partner that you are, you know actively procreating with, if you will. But then there can be this shifting of consciousness, this awakening, and that's what people can call an awakening as well, when you realize there is all of this other energy available to you. And the first one that we kind of come into is this heart energy, this heart chakra, and its sole mission is compassionate love. Compassionate love, loving this world, loving yourself, loving this plant next to me with its little berries. They turn yellow, so, and they're not very tasty, unfortunately, but I love it still. Like, it's a genuine love just for everything around you. And then the next energy is the throat chakra, being able to thoroughly, effectively communicate with the outside world, and being able to interpret and take in the information, not only hearing it, but actually listening to it, gaining understanding from it. The next one is, of course, the third eye chakra, which can be seen as like an indigo color, or like very, very dark blue. And obviously that is insight, intuition, being able to see things that might not be here right now with us. And then the last one is the crown chakra. I think of it as gold, but you can think of it as like a very light purple as well, apparently. I think of it as like we have this golden crown, like opening up, and gold in a way where it's like shining. Like if it was gold, but there was also like extremely pure white light being like shine both on top of it, into it, and shining out of it, if that is a way to describe it. And that is, of course, our connection with the whole. And through this channel, you can see it as this torus field as well. Energy flows through us. And I believe it gives us access to more parts of our own humanity. I believe every single human being has access to these things. But if we don't push ourselves to grow in that way, we never will. And sometimes life will cause us to have to grow. You know, it'll be like, oh, this person really isn't getting the message. Let me throw some of this fucked up shit at him. And then we get some fucked up shit thrown at us. And then we're like suffering through that. And we're like, why? Why is this happening? And then you realize, wait a second, isn't there this thing that I've been learning over and over again that I've not been listening to that's now happening again? That's interesting. Maybe I should pay attention to that. And that paying attention to is awareness. That is where we realize what we fundamentally are. And if you can practice that awareness in everything in your life, you will grow. And I've seen you friends grow. It's so freaking beautiful. I can't put a dollar amount on what this space has done for me. Brother Bay, you don't need to. You're doing enough. Thomas is actually one of the Patreon supporters as well. Thank you, Brother Bay. Just you being here. You being here is more than enough. Again, I don't know if you were here to hear this yesterday, but I gave this example, you know. If you can imagine a block of gold, right? Let's create the infinite black mind space, and then in that infinite black mind space, a block of gold. You can see it, right? And then a palette of 10 blocks of gold, you know, 5 by 5. Not 5 by 5, that's 25. You know, blocks of gold. And then 100 by 100. And then 1,000 by 1,000. And then you keep scaling it up, you know, next to each other. So you can see it exponentially getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where this block of gold can encapsulate our observable universe, right? You imagine this block of gold? You are worth more than that. Significantly. Infinitely. Worth more than that. And I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm serious. Like, you are actually worth more than that, because even if that block of gold the size of the observable universe existed, I would rather have you than that. Every time. What can I do with that much gold? What am I gonna do with a block of gold if I couldn't have a conversation with you? If I couldn't have a conversation with anybody? We are infinitely valuable beings. You're doing more than enough. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friends. Bless you, Peach. Genuinely. Thank you so much. Wishing you focus and success, my friend. Thank you for your light. Thank you for sharing yours as well, my friend. Dude, best story about abundance ever. Ryan, I'm tripping out, dude. And it's a story now, but it doesn't feel like one. You know, it feels like like a dream. Like I'm tripping out to something. You know, like, oh yeah, cute story, Mel. That's what it feels like, instead of it being like an actual thing that happened. It's surreal, dude. I'm so grateful, so grateful. Very powerful. No, you aren't be. So happy to hear you're feeling that way about your writing. Yesterday, you and the friends here inspired me to pick up clay again, and it was so much more blissful than before when I forced myself to show up. Y'all's love gave me power. Isaac, we only ignited the flame. You know, that flame was already burning within you. Well, not ignited it, maybe added fuel to it. That fire was always in you, friend. We're just here to burn together. Thank you for being creative. Thank you for taking up the polymer clay again. I'm so happy to hear it was even more blissful than before. I've had that experience as well with writing. You know, I maybe have like a total of 35,000 written words, you know, with the stuff I have written. And I've written about 3,000 words in the last 2 days now. And it's a stark difference. Like, writing now, I'm like fascinated with it. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is sick. Instead of it like I felt it was so mindless the previous time that I did it. Now I'm paying so much attention. I'm unfortunately, because I'm paying so much attention, I'm rewriting a bunch of things over and over again as well. But that does happen, and it's okay. Thank you, dude. Thank you for being inspired. Thank you for showing up, man, for yourself. So glad to read that. Today's topic is hitting home for me. I need to take care of myself and show myself love just as much as I love others. Please. Please, 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 please. Please, Jacob. Please do that, friend. I cannot thank you from a deeper place in my not thank you. Ask you from a deeper place in my heart. It's if you take care of yourself, like today's Reddit title, if not now, then when? When are we gonna start loving ourselves? And I think the rest of the title goes, loving yourself is how you love others. And you can think of it in a very realistic and direct way as well. If you love yourself, you're capable of loving others. But you can also think of it in a metaphysical way. By you loving yourself, there is more loving energy in the whole. And the whole contains all other. So you are loving others by loving yourself first and foremost. So please, 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 brother Jacob, we want to see you around, dude. I want to see you for the next 100 years. We need to at least live another 100 years. So start staying healthy now, dude. I'm working on that tetrahedron you asked for. It's a bit sloppy. Got warped baking, and it's a pure me. I'll send a pic when I'm done, Melt. Thanks again for the idea. Thank you, Isaac. Like it was in my mind, just imagination. I wanted to create some sort of like word for it. Like, yes, it was just pixels, or it was just a rendering, or it was just plasma. Metaphysical plasma. Yes, I like that one the most. It was just metaphysical plasma in my brain, and you made it a reality. You actually realized it in the 3 dimensions of space and time. Fucking creator, you, Isaac. I'm sorry for for cursing. You are so sick, dude. Thank you for doing it, friend. I appreciate you. It can be more challenging than it sounds. You deserve to be loved just as much as you share love. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jacob, for saying that as well, friend. For inspiring us to love ourselves more. By being willing to admit that you could love yourself more. I feel it's a beautiful thing to admit to ourselves, and I cannot thank you enough for being willing to, friend. A correlation exists between hope and gratitude. Counting blessings is better than recounting problems. Russell M. Nelson, what a G that dude was to have found that. A correlation between hope and gratitude. Counting blessings is better than recounting problems. Whew, what a beautiful thing that is to say. I wanted to do a whole stream kind of like touching on this topic, how gratitude causes us to experience more abundance. And I feel I still do want to do a whole stream about it, but I'll give you the basics of it. Our 5 senses is always inputting data into our brain, and our brain is trying to manage that input data. And our awareness is the thing that is aware of the managed input data. But because of our mind's ability to pattern recognize, sometimes we get so locked into this willingness to find problems, see problems in our life, and then we actively look for it. Oh, I'm into, or like let me give an example that you friends might have noticed. Like a car, for example, if you're driving a certain car, you'll notice your car on the road. If you have a certain phone, you'll notice your phone in other people's hands. If you have a certain preference to something that's popular right now, you'll notice it more in other people's existences as well, because you've trained your awareness to find that, to seek it in your environment. So by training ourselves to be grateful, we literally experience more abundance, because instead of looking for things to be angry about, looking for things to be sad about, looking for things to fix, we're looking for things to be grateful for. We're looking for things to be thankful for. We're looking for things that we can actually feel, wow, that's fun. Right? And it's changing our lives, literally changing our lives. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Changing your life. Oh, puppy. Not your puppy keys. Sweet thing. Hey, Kate. Happy Valentine's Day to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you here. Anytime else's anyone else's comments disappear, my comments also disappeared on Gemstream a little bit earlier. Mammy, so Mammy, Aunt B, so it seems to be red is spicing a little bit. Howdy, Aunt B. How are you doing? I'm fine, thanks. Sitting at my desk today and getting some paperwork done. It is 13 degrees Fahrenheit here, so pretty hunkered down. Getting a break in a couple of days, though. Spring is coming. Kate, are you planning on doing something on your break, or do you just want to spend some time with yourself? Please do let us know. I would love to know. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me either, fortunately. Praises, spring is coming. Glad you're staying warm. In good, I'm good. Kids were a little late to school, but I walked in with smiles, so I'm beaming simply for that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you. It might be the service. Apologies if some of my comments are duplicated. No problem at all, Auntie. Aloha, my dear. Quit agreeable. How long has it been, friend? It's so nice to have you here. Aloha to you. How are you doing? So glad it's resonating. You deserve that. Self care doesn't have to be pressured or stressful either. Relax into your own warm embrace. And start small. In that way, like it shouldn't be something pressured. If you're gonna tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna start loving myself, I'm gonna start eating only healthy meals, I'm gonna start exercising 2 hours a day, I'm gonna start spending 2 hours on this hobby that I absolutely love, I'm going to be, then you're just going to devastate yourself. And like when the wheels start falling off, then you are willing to take the rest of the wheels off as well. Spend a minute doing push-ups a day. If you've spent 0 minutes doing push-ups a day, spend a minute meditating. If you spend 0 minutes meditating, spend a minute, staring yourself in the eyes in the mirror and being like, thank you for being with me for as long as you have. It's a weird thing to say to yourself, but self appreciates it. How much is the membership fee for your cult? I mean, it depends. You get to choose how much you want to pay. Love in it. Love, le, it. It depends on how much you pay, dude. Like we have a 1.11 Dara option on the Patreon. It gives you access to all of the exclusive cult content, if you will. Basically, just works of art that I make. Like I'm trying to punch this hater, but I feel like I'm embarrassing myself doing it. Yeah, friend. Like there's no cult membership. You can support me if you want to, but you don't need to, and there's no expectation for you to. Free Fetty, free Fetty it is. $1 billion. You see, I like the contrast. Toasty is like it's completely free. Ninja is like it's $1 billion. So if you fall anywhere in between, even like completely free still, you can go like 0.0000000 into infinitum 1, and that will still be more than enough, friend. Thank you for joining us. I hear you're loving yourself. Years ago, I tried losing weight for the wrong reasons, but when I started loving myself, that's when I lost 75 pounds. Yo, congratulations. What an amazing thing that is to hear. Good agreeable. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself and for allowing yourself to shed that unneeded weight. It's not like that's what I want to think of it as. You're like not you looked this way or this is bad for your health. You don't need that weight. Like unless you plan on starving once a year, you don't need to put on that much weight. Like starving for like a month and a half once a year, you don't need to have that much weight. So I appreciate you so much for allowing yourself to shed that which no longer serves you. Thank you for inspiring us to do the same as well. Good agreeable. Loving ourselves is how we do that. If you lose weight, to look a certain way, or because someone wants you to look a certain way, or you believe that looking a certain way is going to give you some sort of power, be it in your own personal life, with friends, or with potential romantic partners, it's never going to serve you in that way. Only loving yourself is how you're going to get those things done. Hey, Nova, it's nice to have you here, my dude. It is 1:52 a.m. Are you tired? Are you still waking up at 6 a.m.? What are you busy with, Nova? It's nice of you to join us again, man. Hey, Kelly, I actually mentioned you a little bit earlier on stream today, my friend. She says, where we celebrate love all the time. I wish all a happy day. Hope the weekend brought you a little bit of magic. Self care was the name of the game this weekend for myself. So this topic, as always, has perfect timing. Kelly, it's surreal to me how many synchronicities we experience as a collective. You know, like we are arguably a small group of friends. Not really. Arguably, we're a fucking massive group of friends, but we're a small community that we can say, right? And in this small community, and I'm prefacing it because I think of each and every single one of you as an individual as this infinitely complex being. Like me and you could sit and have a conversation into infinitum, and we would still not actually know one another to completion by the end of infinitum. So small infinity, that's what I'm trying to, preface. And in this, community, we've experienced so much synchronicities with one another. And these are just the synchronicities that we're communicating amongst one another. What about the stuff that we're experiencing in our day-to-day lives that we're like, that's interesting, synchronous. Okay, let me go on with my day. Like, I believe that stuff is happening to us so much, and we're not even talking about it. And then the things we are talking about is just synchronicity upon synchronicity as well. So it melts my brain, Kelly. Thank you for joining us. You're the one who has perfect timing. Beat me to it. I'm going to make a list today and think of the things that I enjoy and things I don't. I'm also going to list the things I need to do daily, like my PT exercises. So on that as well, Old Yeller, like I feel I want to share a bit of the Skillshare class I'm writing right now. The first class I'm writing, its title is Melting Mindset, Living Like a Fractal. And it is with this understanding of looking at us, like looking at ourselves as a tree, that we can really evaluate which things we want to keep and which things we want to cut out of our lives. So the roots in this way of like me trying to present the class is going to be the things that needs to be done. The things that we have to do. We kind of have to take care of ourselves, of our hygiene, with, eating food in general rather than just eating healthy food, drinking water, getting enough sleep. So these things are like the root. Peppy. No. She's chewing on this bone and it's like she's doing it against me, and I hear this. I can feel how her teeth is hooking on the textures of the bone and then releasing slowly, and then that vibration is being sent through my thigh. And it's a bit of a yikes. Okay, so like these roots, basically by establishing your roots properly, you give yourself the ability to do what you like. And what you like can be very singular, very directed, and that I think of as the main body of the tree. And then the branches and the terminating little leaves is everything that you want to do and are the possibilities of what you could be doing. So by establishing what needs to be done unequivocally, what you like to do and what you could do, you can establish what shouldn't be done in your life anymore. And it's a beautiful way to see it, and I hope that the class turns out as beautiful as it is in my mind. Yep, still waking up early at 6 a.m. I should really sleep. Yes, like 4 hours, dude. 4 hours of sleep. Like I would literally just fight people. Someone shows up, like walks into the room. What? What do you want? I'm just. Maybe not really, but dude, I cannot function on no sleep. I don't know how you do it, bro. It's weird to me. My friend online, he always sees spiritual numbers. 1700, and it's trippy. It is trippy, friend. It's beautiful to me. The other day, we both were playing a game online, and I had 111 ammo, and he had 222 ammo. So weird. At the same time, I'm not surprised, dude. Like Nova, what I'm saying to you, friend. This is what I'm saying to you. This feeling of surreality, of like, what the fuck? What are the odds? What are the odds of it being so synchronous? What are the odds of me and my friend having the exact same number? Well, mine being 111, his being 222. What are the odds of that? That is happening to everyone, I believe. I can't know everyone, but I believe it's happening to everyone on the planet right now, and we're all noticing it, and we're all like, what the hell? That's weird. Is it weird? Is it weird? How weird are you? The real you. How not weird have you allowed yourself to be for as long as you have? Hmm? I believe this world is gonna melt, dude. Straight up. But why is it happening? Because we're awakening. Nova, we're awakening as a species, friend. We're becoming more aware. And seeing stuff like that, seeing these synchronicities, is your awareness. Instead of not being aware of it, instead of it just being kind of in your field of, vision, and you're just shooting your bullets out, and it goes to 111 and stays there for X amount of time, and you never look to that place, you would never see it. But because you are aware, because your friend is aware, because you share awareness with one another, there begets more awareness. We are becoming more aware as a species, friend, and it's going to change everything. Everything. Everything, dude. Literally everything. And I look forward to it. At the same time. Awesome, proud of you. One website that helped me with my consistency is Hybrid Calisthenics. He's positive and simple and easy to follow. Reach out if you need support. Thank you, Isaac, for suggesting, friend. I appreciate you opening that window. It's very true about noticing the same car I was driving. I hadn't seen a Ford Focus station wagon until I owned one. It's just awareness training, friend. We do it actively. We do it actively. And what I've started to do is I look for love, and I'm like, maybe I'm overdoing it a little bit, but I'm looking. Yeah, I keep fighting it. The more I look for it, the more I feel awareness training, friends. What you train your awareness on, you're going to be aware of. So glad to read this. The little things that take barely 15 to 20 minutes are the most powerful in my opinion. You will see and feel a difference. Jacob, dance, dude. Like, if I would suggest anything, the dances I do, if you put on some Psytrance, if you put on 4 Psytrance tracks can be between like 4 and 8 minutes long. If you put on 4 Psytrance tracks and you squat or just jump up and down to every single one of the beat lines, and the nice thing about Psytrance is they'll give you areas of rest and breath, and then they'll give you areas of high intensity thumps, and then they'll give you areas of rest. So it's fantastic to work out with. That's what I do, dude. So I'm like squatting, and then I'm like, it's fucking burning, I'm dying, and then it calms down a little bit, and then there's like an intermediate period of some whooshy sounds, and I can take a breath, and then when the beat drops again, it empowers you that you want to follow that momentum, so you get back into the rhythm. It's 2 a.m. I'm going to bed. Good night, Nova. Good night. I hope that this little bit of insight into the melting world goes with you into your dream state and melts away any negativity, any lack of sleep. Yes, melts away the lack of sleep as well that you could possibly have for tomorrow. Have an amazing day, friend. Thank you for joining us. Happy Valentine's Day. Quite agreeable. Thank you so much, my friend. Happy Valentine's Day to you. And you don't even have to join, but we'll still be loved. I love you. Take care. We love you too. Thank you so much, on B, for sharing the love. Good night. Hopefully it does. Pray for me. It's weird. So I was almost like I was recalling instead of just seeing. Like I was seeing that loop, but then I was seeing the loop with a crossbow, and then I was seeing the loop with an airplane, and then I was seeing the loop with a mushroom cap. So yes, dude, loop around the next time, I guess. See you again, dude. Have a good vibe. Have a good vibe, and good vibes will come to you. I meant getting a break in the weather, supposed to be around 50 Fahrenheit by the end of the week. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for correcting me a little bit. Going to have to keep this and what Mel just said in mind. Start slow and don't just all in. Ease my way in and make healthy habits. Exactly, dude. Start rewarding yourself. Do things that you would do if you loved yourself and then reward yourself for that. Like genuinely hype yourself up. Afterwards, be like, yeah, Jacob, you did it, dude. You did the thing that you wanted to do. You might not have done as many of things, be it reps or whatever, as you wanted to do, but you showed up for it and you did it. Like, love yourself, man. Hype yourself up. Waking up at 8 a.m. for these streams the last few weeks has even started making a huge difference. Jacob, you're gonna make me cry, dude. You want me to cry some more? Thank you, dude. Like, I'm not trying to discourage you to share what you're sharing. It's just so beautiful to me to see this growth. Like, I cannot thank you enough for sharing it with me. I love your comments about looking in the mirror. I was on a lot of edibles one time and did exactly that. Just stared at myself and started thanking and complimenting, and it ended with me bawling my eyes out with overwhelming warmth and gratitude. Same, Isaac. Same, dude. I took 350 mics of Lions once, and as I was going through the experience, at one point I went and I looked at myself in the mirror and I did the same thing. I was just thanking myself for having been for as long as I have and for being with me for as long as I have. And I could see my dad in myself, as myself. I could see myself as my dad. And not, you know, literally, but in a mindset way. And it really, again, just informed me of the stuff that I'm trying to do and the way I feel and the amount of love that I try to share with my dad. It's me. I'm him. I just happen to be me, and he happens to be him. As you happen to be you, and I happen to be me. We could have just as well been the other way around. And if we realize that, then we don't hurt one another. How could we? I'm really glad we talked about this specifically because I have set myself up to fail too many times by thinking that I should be able to do all of these little things regularly. Betterment at all is plenty. You're right. You're right on B. And even if you don't do all of those things in one day, maybe you do this one thing on the one day and then the other thing on this other day and then that other little thing that you wanted to get done on this day. Don't pressure yourself to try and get everything done as quickly as possible, unless it is time sensitive, which, changes the scenario a little bit. Fire breathing Jenny herself. Hello to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing? Happy Valentine's Day. It does set a tone for the day, especially knowing that there is understanding, acceptance, and encouragement. Like, wow, I don't do great things today. Forgive myself at the times that I have fell short. We love you to bits on B. Like, know that the love that we have for you is very much unconditional. Like, in our minds, on B, it's just this being. And then, like, so I don't know if this is gonna land with you friends, but in a programming sense, like there's only one option, only one means of sending data, and the data we want to send is love. Just like, yeah. So on B, oh, options. Oh, there's love. Okay, cool. So, just love to you on B. We love you to bits, Fred. I couldn't agree more. Melt more, melt more. Salty Malalti. Thank you for joining us, my dude. It's nice to have you here, friend. How are you doing? How are you doing? Happy Valentine's Day. I love you, dude. I love you to bits. I can't wait to experience that plasma. It sounds great already. Jacob, thank you so much, my friend. Whew. I'm. I feel this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Especially like writing today on this note of how much I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because I feel like it's right. Like, I'm not doing something that I don't want to do. I'm not doing something that's going to hurt myself or other people. I'm doing the opposite, and it is helping me open up. Melt, hi brother, you're the best. Love your positivity. Demitard, I love yours as well, friend. I know you, dude. You've been here before. It's almost like you're like, hey, hi again. Hey, dude, how have you been, Fred? It's been like so long. How's life been treating you? How have you been treating yourself? I think that's a better question. I should ask that one. How have you been treating yourself, friend? We're talking about self love today, and I think that's a very good question to ask ourselves sometimes. Just seeing that, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Unbi. I have a playlist on my Spotify called Get Moving. It has songs and break songs, so I can dance for a while. That's cool, Jenny. Yeah, these they actually do that. Allow you some rest. I think you are right. The other day, when I caught your dance stream and danced along in my garage, it was great. So, like on that note, dude, I mean, I don't know if it would serve as such. Like you could pull up one of those dancing streams, just dance with me for that little period of time, for however long you want to. Dancing is fantastic, dude, and it feels good as well, and it is very exhaustive. Like I straight up feel like I'm gonna die sometimes as I dance here, and it's good to feel that way because it's adversity and my body is like trying to get as much oxygen into my body, and that like state wanting oxygen, your body tries to like pull it from every like bit of your being and tries to give to every bit of your being. So it's very empowering, makes you feel very young. I have to check that out. Sounds pretty cool. I need to get back to sleep. It was awesome watching you for a bit. Sending love to you, put agreeable. Thank you, my friend. Sun is blasting me. It's getting a little bit hot. It was already hot and this thing has been wet the whole time, but now it's getting double hot. Love knowing you guys synced up. I always try and share it in that joyous moment, I guess. Dancing, there we go. I was about to say, in that joyous dance. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, dance with me. Like, and today, as I was like going and reading the comments after I finished streaming, it was I spent the moment, watching myself dance, and I found myself getting into it, again. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, me getting into it twice, sending love into the world. Yeah, it really, if it can empower me, I don't know if it's that way for you as well, but if it can just get you to move a little bit, then it's amazing. I'm so happy for that. I find a done list far more encouraging than a to-do list. I will write down every task I've completed and watch my achievements grow throughout the day. Didn't trigger anxiety or self-doubt the way a daunting chore list might. What a beautiful thing that is, Kelly. I've never thought about it like that. That is awesome. Yeah, that is so cool. That is so, so cool. Instead of a to-do list, this big daunting list of checklists that we have to get done, it's just, okay, I've done my dishes, I've done my laundry, I have made my bed up again with new sheets, I've given the dogs their meal, I've walked the dogs, and then as you allow yourself to do more and more things, this list grows and you have something to reflect upon. But if you are too tired or you have to spend time doing something else, maybe spend some time on yourself, then you don't have to feel bad about not getting your to-do list done. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kelly. Speak of weather, it's minus 17 here. My toes are icicles. I think I'll love myself today by putting some warm socks on. The warmth from the love in this chat is helping though. Please do put on some warm socks. And keep Marley warm as well. Like I'm just imagining myself, as like a baby in minus 17 temperatures. Just like, nah. I want to go back. I don't want to be baby anymore. I want to go back to monk. Thank you for sharing that. I do believe you're keeping her warm, of course. Sending so much love to you and Marley, my friend. Looking in the mirror feel enigmatic for me. Oddly, I've always avoided mirrors, but I do find myself sometimes looking into my eyes with wonder. That's what I do as well. If I scan my face, and I think that's why I refuse to look at if I look at a person, I only look at their eyes as well. And I'm gonna share the rest of that story now, but I want to share the story that I had with my sister as well. We were sitting at the table and we were talking about braces and like teeth and how odd it is and how we have to we change our teeth when we're babies and then we have to deal with the same set of teeth for the rest of our lives. We were just like kind of like talking about this weird topics, family. And my sister mentioned that she's looking forward to the day she gets braces. And when she said that to my brother Rudo, who had braces, he was like, no, you don't. You don't look forward to the day you have braces. And for the first time ever, I noticed that my sister's teeth are a little bit skew. And I was like, whoa. And I tell her that, and she's like self-conscious about it and sharing that she wants braces because, you know, she's insecure about smiling and this and this. And I tell her, Sissy, ek het rarig nog nooit agtergekom dat jou tande skeef is nie. Like, I've never noticed that your teeth, you know, have a problem because I look at people's eyes. Looking at people's eyes, you know, is I believe, the only way to truly see them. Because if you look anywhere else, you're not actually looking at me. Yeah, think about that. I'm getting very close to touching myself right now. Wherever I am doesn't seem to be this. It seems to be a superposition behind my eyes. And knowing that, I try and complete that infinity by looking at other people's eyes. And to continue the story from earlier, if I look at myself in the mirror and I scan my face, you know, I like looking at different parts of my face, then I can become very cynical, like, oh, my beard, this, and that. Oh, my skin spores, this, and that. Oh, my lines, this, and that. Oh, these little rogue hairs, this, and that. But if I look at my eyes, then I don't. You know, because I don't have anything negative to say about that awareness, that being behind my eyes. Because there's nothing to be said. Like, it's just infinitude. You know, how do you critique awareness? It's like, yeah, do awareness. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point, dude. I cannot help but be aware. Okay, stop being so aware about your awareness. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Love you so much, Siobhan. You're beautiful, just so that you know. Like, from my perspective, seeing you, you are beautiful. Aunt B, the sun goddess. Ooh, I like that. Something to ponder. I hope my phone doesn't get overheated. The sun is like blasting. I'm going to go and get a chair and a cushion to shield my phones from sun because they're gonna bonk out. It's like close to 40 degrees Celsius right now. So they will not survive. Now we just have to hope that the wind doesn't take it. As I say it, the wind tries to. Wish me luck, friends. Like, of course, now the wind is starting up. It's like, yeah, okay, sick. Sick. I see you want to put the cushion down, huh? How about you get wrecked? The wind says. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, me too, Jenny, absolutely. I like that so much. Getting done list instead of to-do list. Of got done list. Something to ponder on. To get motivated for acting on self-love. Remind what we are creating, our future, as a whole connected network. We are normally better at loving others. Remind yourself you're contributing to the reality of the whole later on, actively. Not even later on, but later on as well. Right now, you know, picking up that little feather and dropping it. You know, I've changed the position now. Maybe they'll walk a little ant, and that ant will have to move because he didn't want to touch the feather or whatever, or was scared of it. And no. You know, that ant changed his behavior, changed his perspective. Infinity. You know, like, you're literally influencing this infinity actively. I influence the infinity by putting down that cushion. And upon putting down that cushion, the wind started to, probably not related to, but as I put the cushion down, the wind started up as well. And now, because I've done both and the wind started doing itself, Now there's the opportunity for this thing to fall. And for me to dramatically try and get this thing to be stationary again. Can you not? Wind, please? The wind is now strong enough that it doesn't want to stay at all, actually. Let's see how long it lasts. It's kind of nice, though. It is kind of nice. You know, I'm enjoying the wind. So, you know, I'm going to make myself aware of that instead. The wind is so nice. It's been a game changer. Get colorful with it too. I have no shame and will not think twice about giving myself a gold star on a great day. Ooh, actual gold stars, Kelly? Now I'm curious. Dex, thank you for joining us as well, my friend. It's nice to have you here. There, where are the thoughts coming from? I believe from your quantum computer friend is the way that I would answer that question. You know, we're these quantum beings, and as soon as you witness something, you collapse it into one or another superposition, or technically no longer superposition, one or another position, because it used to be in superposition. And upon collapsing into a position, you take that position. And sometimes you take a positive position, sometimes you take the negative position. Reminding yourself that you're this quantum computer, and instead of just being at the whims of the universe, you can actively influence it with intention, with awareness, by tuning into different sets of information within inside of yourself and in the external world. I don't know if I'm still live. You know, the last comment came through 2 minutes ago. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3 minutes ago right now. It might have bonked. No, it didn't. It didn't bonk. There we go. Dangerous Dyson himself. Still no monkeys, but it's nice to have you here, Brother Bay. Thank you for joining us as well. Fire breathing Jenny says, I have started a different job today. I'm very glad to be away from where I was before. It was bad for me. I might have less time to spend with you though. It's okay, Fire breathing Jenny. You being happy is of utmost importance, like literally more important than you being here. And I know that sounds like I don't want you here, but I do believe that, you know, if you need to do something for yourself and you never come back into this space, and you doing that for yourself means that you lived a happier life, then not only would I encourage you to do that, but I would expect you to do that. Please do that. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. You deserve that. Good luck on your new journey. Absolutely. Thank you, Peach, for sending love as well in that direction. So glad you found a better job for yourself. You can always try your best and catch it on the flip side. We're always here for you. Thank you so much, Isaac. Thank you so much, my friend, for sending love as well. This is the first time in ages I've been onto Reddit. Okay. Are you not using Reddit anymore, or are you choosing to use different social media platforms? Are you not using social media platforms at all, or weren't you for a while there? Dangerous Dyson. Hey Tech Type, thank you for joining us, my friend. Hello to you. Happy Valentine's Day, Dyson and Tech Type. Thank you, friends. Happy to have you land here. Kick back, stay a while. Did you achieve? Yeah, dude, I did. Technically, I didn't. Technically, you know, if I'm gonna be completely honest, because on one of the days, Reddit banned my account, banned a bunch of accounts just randomly, and I couldn't log in. Then the next day, I got enough, you know, comment karma, and I started streaming on this new Meltmore account. But I still posted a YouTube video of us talking on the Discord, and then somewhere in December, I think it was somewhere in December, maybe end November, we had like an 18-hour power outage in Pretoria, so there was just no electricity, and my phones kind of, so what I do is I charge my phones kind of before the stream so that they're at max capacity and I can stream for up to 2.5 hours if I wanted to. So I charge my phones just before the stream, and then after the stream they still have some battery power left, and then I use that battery power up until the night, well, sometimes up until, you know, the next day again to the afternoon, and then I plug them in again. And around 9 a.m. the power drops. Couldn't charge my phones. couldn't really do much of anything. And then at the end of the night, when I realized there's no power and I couldn't stream, I basically took like a 2-minute video for the YouTube, just saying, yeah, we, I thought I was gonna be able to stream at some point today, but we just do not have electricity. So technically, I missed that day as well, even though I still uploaded to the YouTubes. But yeah, since then, we've still been consistent. We're on day 410 now. Just been busy with other stuff, mate. Not using another platform. No, dude. I'm trying to inquire into your life because I care, not because I'm being like, what, Dyson? What? So you think you're too good for us? Hmm? No, of course not. We love you, dude. Thank you for joining us again. We remember and appreciate you always. Exciting times. Change is always good. All the best. Thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you so much, Dyson. Thank you so much, Aunt B. Kira Burb, I love you too, my friend. Deck Type, if you're still here. Isaac, Ninja Peach, Jenny, and not a referral rink if he's still here. Maybe Dex, I think, and Jovan if you're still here as well. I love you, friends. I sympathize. We had another bad storm here in Scotland, and it knocked the power out for 48 hours. Yeah, that's brutal. We have this mini generator now, at least. I'm so happy about that. At least if I absolutely have to, I can. And it's kind of weird because Uncle Becky likes to make these jokes about his internet being wood fire internet. And then here in South Africa, sometimes I literally have to, have like gas powered internet. And I'm like, Uncle Becky, you don't even know how to. So much love to Aunt B and Uncle Becky. It's freaking comical. Dyson didn't pay the cult fee, I see. Dyson, dude, what the hell, man? Aren't you paying the cult fees? Damn it, dude. We're gonna have to ask you to leave. Thank you, Ninja. Will you be my Galentine? Ooh, I like Galentine more than Valentine. Does it mean something different? Maybe there's just more if it's a gallon. I'm sorry. The same happened 2 months ago, where there was just no power for 48 hours. Do you have like, okay, there we go. We had a Wii generator, only a 180 watt one. Dude, that one is like 600 watt. It's just enough to power the Wi-Fi, maybe a laptop. But it powers the Wi-Fi, so I'm like, yeah, sick. Wi-Fi powered. Unfortunately, these phones keep their charge. Very, very fortunately. It was freaking cold. Dude, oh goodness, I didn't actually take that into consideration. If it's cold and you don't have power, that's brutal. Melt, I heard you mention sometime an instrument you play. What is it? I can't remember at all what it was. It's a kalimba. And Isaac, because I love you so much, friend, I'll show you. Ooh-wee. So, just want to show you this beautiful wood, and then this is what the front of it looks like. It's a kalimba. Kalimba, dude. Thank you for asking, friend. If you are considering picking an instrument up, this would be the one I would recommend for you. Like genuinely, I think it's like 20 bucks. You can get them for like 20 bucks on Amazon. They're very forgiving. Even though I like brutally messed up what a melody could have been playing just now, it doesn't sound unlistenable. That's really cold. Get the ceremonial slab and dagger. Isaac, goodness. Kalimba's right on beat. Thank you. That's probably it. Oh my, how exciting. I love music and playing instruments. You'll love this. You'll genuinely love this, and it's like 20 bucks. You can buy one for 20 bucks. We had a friend called, well, she's still a friend. She just hasn't been here in a while. Scarmelia, who tuned in and asked, well, I encouraged rather her to get a kalimba because she wanted to learn how to play an instrument, and she did, and she's been playing it, and she's been having such an amazing time with it as well. Pippi is so freaking sweet. She is, but she's now went and lied on the freaking the mattress that I put up as a sun shield. So, freaking sweet, but making the most of it. Let's say. Ah! I'm melting. I'm melting. Stop it, son. Please, please, son, stop. What did I do to deserve this, son? No, son, please, please, please spare me, Pepe. Pepe, the cushion, please. Oh, there we go. I don't know if that's gonna help. Maybe if I do it like this. Ooh, ooh, that feels so much better. Yeah, it's uncomfortably hot. Like I don't really want to be touching myself right now. It's Valentine's Day, okay? We can have some sus language I have sprinkled in every now and then. Oh, Joe Burp. You play beautifully. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Isaac. I appreciate you as well, my friend. Joe Burp. Anyone have internet? Interest in sound bathing, I guess? Sound baths? I've been working on maybe starting to share some sound bath stuff with your lovely folks for some relaxation. Please, 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 please. Like, the understanding I have of sound baths is like these resonating balls, and that's pretty much it in my mind right now. So please, please do share with us, Ninja. I would love to learn more. I'll pick one up. It's soothing for sure. I'm always happy to pick up another little instrument tool. And this one is so small. It's really nice to carry around with you. It's simple to play, very easy to learn how to play basic melodies as well. And it's gentle. It's so gentle. Like if you played this in a public area, people wouldn't look funny at you. They wouldn't be like, this fucking dude, like that's like an indication of how gentle I believe it is. And it's kind of quiet as well. At least this solid wood one is very quiet. Mm. Have you ever used tarot? With your little dog, you remind me of the fool, which is a good thing in tarot. I am the fool, Jenny. Like, I have a friend who is very big into tarot reading, and that was the card he pulled like a four cards here, five cards here. I don't know how it works. He's really into it, and he basically told me my life. And the short term stuff that he predicted pretty much happened smack dab on point. And one of the things that he told me as well is that you're the fool. And at that point in my life, I was a little bit resistant to that terminology, but very much so, my friend. Pretending not to know anything, being the joker, being the one that laughs at it. So there's this story called the Keizer in South Africa. It's about this king who was, and I believe you know the story as well in America, but it's about this king who got convinced by these two spinsters that only the intelligent people can see this beautiful work of art of a clothing piece that they're making. And then upon presenting this clothing piece to the king, they didn't present anything. They just showed like the model that they were supposed to put the clothes on, and all of the materials that they sourced from the king, gold and rubies and gems and stuff that we're going to put on this piece of clothing, they just took it for themselves. And they convinced this king that if he was intelligent enough, he would be able to see the clothes, and he pretended to put on the clothes, and then he walked with these clothing, through the streets, and had people also like proclaim that only the most intelligent people can see these clothing pieces. And then a child, walked up to him and was like, "But you're wearing nothing." And in that story, there was this jester character who was, in my opinion, the only wise character in the entire show. And he was literally the fool. He was this, unassuming jokester who was constantly making slides, constantly telling the king the truth, but doing so in a kind of offhand way. And the king just didn't listen because he was a fool and the king was the king. And I read that book when I was, I think, 12 years old. And even in that moment, I was like, I want to be a fool. I don't want to be a king. Yeah, thank you, Jenny. Thank you for seeing it as well, my friend. Pippi is a Sour Patch Kid. A Sour Patch Kid? I've never heard that one before. Is that like a thing, or just like this little piece of candy? I've never had Sour Patch Kids though. Right, the two of them together make my heart feel so far too big for my chest some days. Oh, Kelly, thank you so much, my friend. Would absolutely love to hear what you've been working on. I'm kind of curious as well. Love this. I do this evenings that I hear I haven't done anything as a reminder and reflection for myself, but dang, if I started the day like that, I might save myself some hurt. I feel so as well, on B. Like you do so much as well. Being a mom, goodness. Being a mom is fucking brutal. Yo, like seeing how hard my mom works and how much she's willing to do and knowing how much she's done for me throughout my life. Moms, yo, goodness. Thank you, Aunt B, for everything you do. Know that you're appreciated and loved. Know that, this the stuff that you're doing is going to be forever remembered. What is that? Please share more. It's so calming and comforting. Love, love, love. Yeah, me too. Please, please. You have so much, good vibes coming your way. I do hope you share it with us, Ninja Peach. Love to fool, so playful. Love the fool. Absolutely. We'll have to share in the future. Just want to get another bowl or two for some more contrast and depth. Mm. Thank you so much. So it is bowls that you're using. Thank you for letting me know that as well. I would love to one day be able to experience a personal or a in-person sound bath, like having them all around my head, laying down, maybe like putting a crystal on my forehead or something, and go all the way hippie. Well, everyone is the fool in their own lives, traveling through the fool's journey. You start as a young, you start as youth, going out and seeking for fortune. Luke, like Luke Skywalker at the beginning, as you go through the journey, you gain knowledge to become a Jedi. Whew. Oh, like the reason I want to almost identify, and as I technically have with the fool, is just as a reminder that I don't know everything. I do believe I know a lot, and I'm willing to admit that. But I'm not even close to knowing everything. And I'm so not even close to knowing everything that I might as well know nothing. And I'm aware of that as well. So I try to keep myself aware of that. And the fool, at least the archetype of the fool, can be very much that understanding as well. You know. Ay, ay, ay. She's such a little sweetheart. So you can see her as well. She's laying against my leg, trying to eat my hands. Nelson, you dude, you restore faith in humanity. I was actually thinking about you before stream today. What was the context I was thinking about you in? I think I was thinking about you after you tuned into the dancing stream, and just imagining, from your perspective, what that would look like. Instead of it being this, oh, look at this druggie, like you being one of the type of people that would just dance with me instead. Thank you, Brother Bay, for joining me here. Melson the dog. I hope you are well. I'm doing well, Brother Bay, especially now that you're here, man. That's my first thing. It's my first time hearing that story. What was the name of it again? What is the name of it? I'm not sure exactly, Jacob. I think if you search like the basic story points, you should be able to find it though. Emperor's New Clothes. Is it that one? I think it might be that one. Thank you so much, Jenny. Like what I would have done is like story where Emperor believes he's wearing clothes, you know, but technically he doesn't or whatever. Yeah? Google is like, bro. Bro. All right, friends, I've ignored work for this wholesome love this whole morning. So I'm going to get back to it. Thank you all so much for being here. Melt, I'll send you my sculpture when it's all done. I hope to hear those sound baths, Ninja. Thank you, Isaac, for sharing the space and this moment with us. Go and share love in your space of work, my friend. Thank you again. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you get to share some love with your clients. Guard your focus, friend. Take care. Thank you, on B, for the encouragement as well. Have a gooder. Bye, friends. Goodbye, friend. I feel more people are like Anakin. You might not be wrong. You might not be wrong, friend. You know, and unfortunately, the world we're living in right now could be seen as the Sith Lord. You know, yes, power, women, yes, money, yes, nice cars, yes, yes, hustle, 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 yes, do more, 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 yes, 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 do it, do it, do it, yes, sell your soul, sell us your soul, buy this thing, eat this sugar, drink this alcohols. It's kind of creepy, dude. It's kind of creepy, man. But we need to be aware. That's all we have to do, dude, to not fall to the dark side. We have to live into the light intentionally. He is also a fool. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All of us are fools. Fundamentally, unfortunately. We're not stupid. We're just in infinity, infinitely unaware because of how much they could have been aware of, and at least in this state, in this limited state. Mm, mm, mm. Eating. My hands are not for eating. My hands are not for eating. You silly, silly dog. Oh, you're. Huh? Is this default state? Like, unfortunately, I think now it's weird to her to get pets without biting me or something. Like, she'll do it occasionally. Like, at the end of the day, she's tired, and I'll give her pets, and then she won't be dramatic about it. But then maybe it's because she's tired, you know, stand there. This way she's interactive. Freaking kiss your face. Kiss your face, you silly thing. Card your focus. The Emperor. Is a card in Tarot too. Is the Emperor a good one? I'm curious now, actually, Jenny. Meld, have you ever seen the YouTube skit If Google Was a Person? I did. I did, yeah. Yeah. That was what I was thinking about as well. I think it's College Humor who made that skit, right? I have to say, at one point, I really enjoyed College Humor stuff. I don't think I've seen their stuff in a while, though. I have to say that to myself several times each day. Anytime someone needs from me and I feel guilt for not finishing my task or guilt for not doing, from when I remember to love myself first, then I remember to love myself first. Thank you for sharing that insight as well on B. I did see some of the dancing stream before I went out. I just thought you clearly have more energy than me and that you were enjoying yourself. Thank you so much, Servinia. It I I'm trying to gain more of that energy, but it does take some energy, friend. I feel I could have more. You know, I think we can all have more, but we all technically have access to all of it all the time. We just have to show up. We just have to show up for it. Silly thing. I thought about biting my nose, did you? I thought about biting my nose. I'll freaking eat your nose. For me, it starts with responsibilities for others, but doing that allows me peace of mind and possible free time later. So you try and get it done early? I'm curious on B. Good card, bad card. It's all about perspective. There we go, Jenny. It really is. I think it was College Hubert. I'm pretty sure. All the other. even death has a positive side. Yeah, it does. Uh, I always envision new opportunities when thinking of the death card. Something that perishes so that new things can be. What do you think about that? Hmm. You don't think much at all, do you? No. That's what makes you so freaking happy. I envy you, you little unthinker. Teach me how teach me how to not think about things. Teach me how to just bite people's hands when they give me attention. Teach me. Teach me how do I do it? Looks away. She says, "There's nothing to teach, Mel. You already know." So wise. So wise, Pippi. So wise. I always envision the opportunities. I love that. Balance is a goal I tend to chase a lot. The other side of infinity, Kelly. That's the way I've established in my mindset. I don't hate on the negative thoughts that I'll think, but every time I think of a negative thought, I'll be like, okay, negative thought thunked. What's the other side of that? And then I complete that infinity. And it genuinely allows more balance. I love that. Balance is the goal. Absolutely. I dance with Fruit Cup every day, and after a few minutes of holding her and dancing, I'm beat. You certainly are overflowing with energy, Mel. I wish. Thank you so much, my friend. Like I would like to be able to, not have to stop dancing. I don't know if that's possible. I'll have to be extremely fit to do that, and I'm not quite there. I'm getting there though. I'm gonna get there. I want to get really fit this year, friends. I'm gonna take care of myself because I love I feel like now properly do I understand what loving myself is going to mean and what I'm gonna have to do and how that's going to affect us going forward. Oh my goodness, Fruit Cup makes me smile so much, right? Little Marley. Such a wholesome visual. I love you, friends, eternally. Mammy, thank you for joining us at the end of the stream. It's interesting how the sun is creating an interesting lens effect. I can dance, 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 dance. Thank you, Dan, for joining us, man. It's nice to have you here, friend. See, look at Pippi. Sour, sweet, and then she's gone. Sour Patch Kid. Yeah. Thank you for not answering me right away. Because if you did, I would have probably not had this much of a visceral understanding. But you understood that. And thank you for doing it the way you did, friend. Self compassion and feeling love towards oneself are such wonderful gifts. I hope you can all experience them in your lives to the fullest. May you all deeply feel the same kindness you extend to others so often. So much love to you all. So much love to you, Mac. Thank you for joining us and for being here with us today, friend. It was a blessing having every single one of you. I look forward, friends, to seeing you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, my friends on the YouTubes. I didn't miss any comments. No, I didn't. Love you, my friends. Goodbye.